Somewhere right now, someone is about to get sick. A fever, a cold, the flu. It's already on the way, and they feel completely fine. But the ring on their finger? It already knows. It figured it out almost 2 days ago. No blood test, no doctor, no symptoms. Just a band of metal smaller than your fingernail, quietly reading your body while you sleep. So here's the real question. How does a 4-gram ring know you're getting sick? Before you do. Smart rings are everywhere now, and most people think they're just a fancy step counter you wear on your finger instead of your wrist. Cute, but pointless, right? Except that's not even close to what's happening inside that little band. While you're asleep, it's running 3 quiet tricks on your body. And the third one feels almost unfair. By the end of this, you'll see your own body the way the ring sees it. Let's start with the simplest trick. Light. Flip the ring over and you'll see tiny green lights glowing against your skin. That's not decoration. The ring is literally shining a flashlight into your finger. Here's why that works. Your blood absorbs that green light, and every time your heart beats, a fresh wave of blood pumps through your finger. So for a split second, more light gets absorbed and less bounces back. The ring measures that bounce back hundreds of times a second. More absorbed, more, less. That rhythm, that's your pulse. The ring isn't feeling your heartbeat. It's watching your blood blink. And from that blinking, it can pull out your heart rate, your breathing, even how much oxygen is in your blood, all from a flashlight and a finger. But a single heartbeat doesn't tell you much. So the ring does something smarter. It watches all night long, which brings us to trick number 2, temperature. On the inside of the ring is a sensor that reads the warmth of your skin over and over for the entire 8 hours you're asleep. Now, here's the clever part. It doesn't care what your temperature is. A thermometer tells you you're at 98.6. The ring doesn't care about that number. It cares about your number. Because after a week or two, it has learned exactly how warm your finger normally runs at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. It has built a baseline, a picture of your normal. And that's the secret nobody tells you about these devices. A smart ring isn't really measuring your health. It's measuring change. It's not asking, is this person healthy? It's asking, is this person different from their own normal? One reading means nothing, but thousands of readings, night after night, build a map of you. And once it has that map, it can spot the moment something drifts off course. So what happens when you're about to get sick? This is where it gets good. Think about what actually happens when a virus sneaks into your body. You don't feel anything yet, but inside, a war has already started. Your immune system notices the intruder and kicks into gear. And fighting an infection takes energy and heat. So 3 things quietly shift, all before you feel a single symptom. Your body temperature creeps up. Your resting heart rate rises because your heart is working harder even while you rest. And something called heart rate variability, the tiny natural gaps between your heartbeats, starts to shrink. A classic sign your body is under stress. 3 signals, all moving, all at once, all while you're fast asleep, dreaming, with absolutely no idea. And the ring is watching every one of them on their own. Each shift is small, easy to miss. A slightly warmer night, a heart rate that's a few beats high. Nothing you'd ever notice, but the ring doesn't look at them one at a time. It looks at all 3 together and compares them to your baseline. And when temperature, resting heart rate, and variability all drift the wrong way on the same night, that's not noise. That's a pattern. That's your body raising its hand and saying, something's coming. The ring catches that raised hand a day, sometimes 2 days, before you ever feel it. This isn't a theory, by the way. Back during the pandemic, the entire NBA handed these rings to their players for exactly this reason. Researchers found that the rings were flagging the body's response to COVID days before players tested positive or felt sick. A ring, spotting an infection before a test could. So why can it see something you can't? Here's the answer. And it's the whole point. The symptoms you feel, the fever, the aches, the exhaustion, those aren't the start of getting sick. They're the late part. They're your body's response that's gotten big enough for your brain to finally notice. But the battle started hours, even days earlier. Quiet, invisible, deep inside. You can't feel that early fight. But a sensor reading your blood and your heat all night long? It can. The ring isn't predicting the future. It's just paying attention to a fight you can't feel yet. And that's the strange, slightly unsettling beauty of it. A piece of jewelry, doing nothing but shining a light and taking your temperature while you sleep, knows your body is in trouble before the person wearing it has any clue. Not magic, just a flashlight, a thermometer, and weeks of quietly learning who you are. So the next time you see someone wearing one of these little rings, remember, it's not counting their steps. It's reading a story their body is telling, one night at a time, in a language the person wearing it can't even feel yet.